So let's talk about that Sunbreak hunting horn trailer. Okay, first off, these new moves, they look fantastic. The Silkbind Shockwave provides us with a massive vertical hitbox to add to our arsenal, when our only previous option was a well-timed backslam if the monster was low enough, or sheathing our weapon and wire bugging up to it to attack in the air. I can already imagine how great this will be for farming dunks like we see on this poor Tigrex. Even if the motion values are terrible, and the Shockwave buff we get is lackluster, the ability to swap into having a vertical hitbox when we need it and then swap back into slide beat when we don't is going to be fantastic. Speaking of the Shockwaves, the buff it gives for Shockwaves seems interesting at best. If we really want to plan out a KO in a run, then it could be useful. However, we are only further locking ourselves into a raw meta if Shockwaves don't get overhauled in Sunbreak to have elemental modifiers. Rest in peace, Elemental Hunting Horn. My only hope is that they have decent raw and that the Shockwave burst will build the Infernal Melody gauge like the ZR and Earthshaker Shockwaves, and unlike the Shockwaves seen on Beat of Resonance and the Sonic Wave song. I should also mention that this replaces Slide Beat, so if we're using Echo Mode, which already relies heavily on Slide Beat, then I hope the new Silkbind Shockwaves gets the same interaction where it also plays any stored songs at the end of its animation. Our new switch skill, the Swing Combo, is a little more concerning. From what we can gather from the video and on the website, it replaces Crush, which is a part of our main damage combo loop when monsters are downed. And we can see that it hits twice rather than once, and it looks like both are physical hits rather than Shockwave, meaning you're consuming 2 units of sharpness rather than Crush's 1 unit. Ideally, if this doesn't have good motion value, it'll be offset by the 2 hits building the Infernal gauge faster than Crush, which Echo Mode desperately needs. Seriously, Capcom, why does Performance Mode get iframes and more Infernal Melody gauge buildup? I don't get it. Either way, we will hopefully be able to gather more data in the upcoming demo and then draw final conclusions when Sunbreak releases, barring any motion value changes. Hopefully this isn't just Melodic Slap 2.0 where we take one look at it and put it right where it belongs, in the trash. So what about the switch skill swap? Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Earthshaker and Beat of Resonance. Hunting Horn users have been dying for more horns without attack up songs to be optimal, and with Beat of Resonance we can give the attack up song to Hunting Horns without the attack up song in their note set. So, will this new switch skill swap be useful and give us the opportunity to run both Beat of Resonance and Earthshaker in the meta? Well, probably not. Without changes to Beat of Resonance, it still costs 2 wire bugs and it has a 27-second cooldown. So sure, you could use Beat of Resonance, get attack up, and then swap to use an Earthshaker 27 seconds later, and then rebuff on attack up 35 seconds later, but even if you were frame perfect, you still would have run out of your attack buff for a minimum of 2 seconds. Or you could just use 2 Earthshakers in the same amount of time. Even with Beat of Resonance, the setup and Shockwave still need to overcome the massive 190 motion value gap that Earthshaker provides us, compared to the 20 motion value setup, which can't crit, and the 5 motion value Shockwaves that don't build up the Wyvern Right state or the Infernal Melody gauge, unlike Earthshaker, and also have 0 stun and exhaust values, unlike Earthshaker. Honestly, I can make an entire video talking about the issues with Beat of Resonance and Shockwaves in general. Let me know if you want to see that, but otherwise we'll probably just be keeping Earthshaker on both loadouts for the switch skill swap. But as stated earlier, the new Silkbind does look nice. Echo Mode really relies on the slide beat for the hyper armor it provides us because we don't have a move with iframes like Performance Mode. But for Performance Mode, I see no reason why we wouldn't have slide beat and the Silkbind Shockwave in a loadout. Even if its motion values are bad, having a large vertical hitbox could provide huge opportunities in speedrunning settings. Ideally, our switch kill swap setup will look something like this, and the only change being our slide beat moving into our Silkbind Shockwave, and then our new A-note switch skill being just whichever one is better between Crush and Swing. Well, there we go. If you want to see more Hunting Horn content, resources, and speedruns, make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.